Alright, this video is to show you how to annotate a stack of images in Photoshop. So I'm going to go up here to my File menu, navigate down to Scripts, and then click Load Files into Stack. And so I want to go locate my files, which I've already got the folder here, and I'm going to select file images 12 to 18, which are the ones I want, and I'm going to click OK. And now we don't want these selected, so just these images, they're all the same size, so it doesn't matter these other ones. I'm going to click OK. And it's going to take a minute here to populate these into our layers menu. And I guess I can close that menu. So the only thing we really need here is our layers menu. And if you ever lose that, you can go up here to the window drop menu and find that layers menu again. So just come up here to window layers. All right, so I've got all my images here populated into my layers menu. And now I want to put an arrow on here. So I'm going to go over here in my tools, and I'm going to go to custom shape tool, which is this weird star shape thing, and I'm going to click on it. And if and it has a rectangle, it's probably by default going to be set to rectangle, so you may have to click and hold and come down here to the custom shape tool, and then you'll see it puts the custom shapes up here on this toolbar. And so I'm going to come down and select the arrow shape I want. So I'm going to pick this one, and I'm going to drag out the arrow onto my canvas, and you'll see it makes a faint outline there. I'm going to hold shift to maintain the aspect ratio for the arrow. And now I've got an arrow, but it doesn't really look how I want. And this is actually a grayscale data set. So I'm going to come up here to Image, Mode, RGB Color. And I don't want to merge the layers. And so now this is color. So I can make my arrow blue. And I want to make the outline of the arrow white. And I want the outline of the arrow. I'm going to come down here in this drop menu for the outline and make it on the outside of the arrow. And so now I've got the arrow I want. I'm going to select the Move tool, which is V. And I'm going to bring this arrow over to point at the thing I want to, which begins right here on this slice. And so I've got 7 layers here, so I'm just going to hit Control J to make another arrow, and I'm going to drag one arrow on top of each image. So I'm just hitting Control J each time to make an arrow for each image. All right, so now we have an arrow above each image, and now I need to move the arrow and bake it onto each one of those images. So in this one looks good, so I'm going to select both layers, right click, and hit merge layers. I'm going to turn that one off, and then I'm going to merge these two. I don't need to move my arrow because it's still pointing at the thing I want it to, still pointing where I want it to. Looks like these are all going to be in the same spot. Usually I would move the arrow a little bit between each slice so that it tracked whatever I was annotating, but these ones all kind of stay in the same spot, so I don't need to do that. And so you have to turn off the layer each time, of course, to see the layer beneath it. And then this last one doesn't show it, so I'm just going to delete those. All right, so we have 6 images here, and now I want to export these layers, and I'm going to come up here to File, Export, and I'm going to navigate down to Layers to Files. And it'll bring up a new dialog box. I'm going to select a destination, which is, I'm going to pick this Bone Island folder I've already made. I'm going to set some prefix. It doesn't matter what it is. It's going to sequentially number it either way. I'm just going to put 0, 1. I want the quality to be set to 12, which is the highest quality. And then I'm just going to click Run. And then it will go through and export each one of those images, which have the arrow already baked onto it. And it'll say export to layers was successful. And now I can use those images in that folder, or I can export that folder to a zip file to upload to Radiopedia.